Hello everybody and welcome back to the FM24 Youth Academy Only Challenge with CD Toledo. Now if you haven't gone and watched the last episode, definitely go and watch it because, yeah, just watch it and then come back and watch this one. And that is it. That is your spoiler break because let's dive into this episode. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the save and fellow managers as we have wrapped up the league this year and forevermore in this save is focus on the Champions League. Now, we are, or were, the best team in Spain, finishing top of La Liga last season. We did the domestic double, actually, didn't we? We finished the top of the Liga, and we won the cup, the Copa del Rey. And we got knocked out in devastating fashion by Real Madrid in the Champions League. So if you haven't taken heed of my advice and gone and watched the last episode and you've got to this point and you didn't know any of that, it's your own fault. Spoilers. Yeah, knocked out by Real Madrid in the Champions League, who went on to the final and I think won it. I sort of lost interest, but I did notice they went to the final. We can have a quick look. Champions League holders are Real Madrid. They beat Man City in the final of that competition. If we just go into last season, yes, they won 2-1 over Man City, which de facto means we should have won the Champions League. That's how I'm looking at it. So I think we have a team which is good enough. If we get a little bit of luck, it falls in our favour, we have a team good enough to win the Champions League. That is what I'm thinking. So I'm not giving up on this save just yet. I think we do need to put a time limit on it because honestly, we don't have youth players coming through like the players we currently have in this squad. This is probably the strongest the squad's ever going to be. And the players we have still have some years left in them. I mean, Kike Andreas, Phil Lewis to an extent, Joel Pozzo, Inigo Mendoza, Miguel Moreno. They're getting, they're 27, these two. They're getting on a little bit, but we still do have some time here. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. I would say like 5 years is probably the maximum. 2000 and that would put us in 2049. If we haven't done it in 5 years, I'm struggling to see when we would do it. That's not to say that we have useless players coming through. We definitely have some very good players that are coming through, but I just don't feel like this squad is going to get stronger. So we'll see how it goes. But because the focus is the Champions League from here on in, we don't need to show you any league games. So we're 6 games into the season. We are top of La Liga, 6 games played, 6 wins, 18 points. We are the only team to be 6 from 6, so it's a very good start to the season from us. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter. It would help with reputation. It would help. Reputation does help for you to get slightly better players through as well, hire better staff, etc., etc. But it's the league's fine. We're probably always going to be top 4, if not top 6 every season. Basically, we need top 5 every season. Spain is consistently becoming the team that the place or the league that gets the other coefficient spot for the Champions League. So top 5 is always fine because all we're focused on is the Champions League. And speaking of the Champions League, these are the groups or the games we have been drawn against in the Champions League. We have Roma in today's episode. That is where we're starting, at home to Roma. We're then probably going to get through the rest of the league phase and come back for the knockout stages because I think we're in a position where we can excel. You know how I'm playing the game now, right? We've explained what we're doing with the systems. We can just put all of these back on here for competitions and you can see we are still doing the thing where we change our shape depending on different systems we come up against and how they're playing and how we can exploit it. It's worked really well for us in the last 2 seasons. We won the league last year. I'm not going to change what we're doing in this one. So yeah, that is what we're doing. That is the tactic. So I think we can just sort of come back and bosh through games again and get to that point in the Champions League which really matters. I think in terms of the game, that's all we have to talk about. In terms of the staff members, we've had one pretty crucial bit of staff. Alex Calabrese is our new head of youth development. He is a perfectionist. He is replacing our previous perfectionist. And believe it or not, he has got slightly better attributes. But we've gone for him because he actually fits the tactic that we're playing. I don't think it matters. But he's playing a 4-2-3-1, which is our most preferred system. He's had good experience in Germany, and he's in. We are on the hunt for a model citizen to come in and be our head of youth development, and preferably one that's got very good attributes, but no one out there at the moment is interested to move to us as a head of youth development. We can even have a look here, staff search. I think I went through and did this. Head of youth development. I'm looking at every single head of youth development I can physically see on the planet that wants to move to me, as you can see there. I think if we even tick all of these like that, we'll have a look and we'll say, there you go. Right, professionals, we've got temperamentals, loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of balance. We've got a model professional. Now, is a model professional better than a perfectionist? I think it is. I think model professional is like the second best one after model citizen. But you can see coming through, got lots of resolutes that I'd normally pick from as well. Resolutes are good. Fairly professional, fairly ambitious, fairly sporting. Now then, we do have a model professional, which is new to me. That person was not in this list a while ago. Are you any good? Emile Ganore, you're not really very good. I mean, judging player ability, 1. I really can't give you the job just because you're a model professional. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section, does this guy get the job? I mean, I would think I'd rather have a perfectionist with slightly better attributes, but yeah. That's how I feel about it. In this beginning of this season, it is Inigo Mendoza who is hitting all the form. 6 goals in 6 games for him. He is cementing that place up front. 5 goals in 5 for Vallejo as well, off the right, and sometimes playing up front, but generally off the right. 3 for Jan Petric, 2 for Kazushi, 1 for a few players in there. Miguel Moreno started a bit slowly this season. 5 games, 1 appearance, 2 assists. 5 games, 1 goal, 2 assists. But really, we're not that fussed because it's all about the Champions League, as I keep banging on about. And the only issues we've got going into this Champions League game that affects sort of starting 11, Joe Page is out injured, picking up a few more injuries recently actually, 3 to 5 weeks after we won against Granada. Phil Lewis out as well, just returning tomorrow, but I don't think you'll be playing because you pulled your knee ligament, so we'll let you off. Kyoka out, coming back from an injury as well, a tight thigh. You may find a place on the bench, and John Parsons, our very tall left winger, is recovering from food poisoning, so we don't want him having any accidents on the pitch, do we? But I think we're ready to get into the game now. AS Roma is who is coming, and I know a lot of you will be happy that it'll be going back to minimal episodes per season, but I do think those were pretty crucial in that period of having 3 or 4 or maybe 5 seasons where we went through and did more games and showed you how it was playing. But I will select the team. We're playing up against a 3-4-1-2, which will be interesting. We should be good enough to beat Roma, in my opinion. But I'll pick the team, and then we'll be back for kickoff. Okay, so this is how we're going to be lining up. Padron is in goal because of the injury to Joe Page. Kenneth Harve is coming in at right back because of Phil Lewis's injury. Kike Andreas is moved to left back. Correas and Andrew Neeson in the middle as normal. Dave Supreme and Kazushi make up the anchor roles in today's game. Akinde just drops down to the bench for this one. Pozzo on the right, Jan Petric in behind Mendoza, and Moreno on the left, leaving us Vallejo on the bench. He's fit, but he's not like fully fit. He's got a high risk of injury, so we're just going to give him a potential coming off the bench place. But youngsters that are being called up for this one, Connor comes into the fray for this game against AS Roma. We have Richard Lynn on there as well. We have Atli Berge playing on the bench. Aldo Aku Uru, who I think we touched on last season, gets another go on the bench as well. Miguel Tabaus, who is looking really good. Looking forward to seeing what he can do. Aaron Wall takes his place on the bench as well. He's been in and around the first team a little bit more this season. And then Martinez, Jake Mills, Bueno is called up as well from the under-19s to just fill our goalkeeper spot on the bench. So a very, very youthful bench, I should say. No changes in the off-season. We didn't sell anybody in the pre-season or after the season ended. So we are in a good position. And we are going for the 4-2-3-1 to try and take the game to Roma. Similar to how we took the game to Real Sociedad on the final day of the season. What a dramatic end to the season it was last year. It was absolutely crazy how that finished. How that finished. Yeah, it was amazing. This is a match we should be winning, so make sure we do. Let's go and give them a bit of a pump fist as a huge thunderstorm is just coming over my condo. But it's the Champions League, so we get the music. Hopefully I've set the commentary or the recording up to take that properly. The commentary. What am I on about today? But yes, Here we go then, in the Toledo Stadium, the Stadio Tres Cultures, and Roma lining up in a 4-2-3-1. They are not playing the 5 at the back system, which should in theory suit us even better. I was worried about playing the 5 at the back system, but if they're lining up in a 4-2-3-1, I'm actually quite happy with that, to be honest, because this 4-2-3-1 generally beats most other 4-2-3-1s, unless it's like Real Madrid or a really, really good team. Not that I'm pissing on Roma's parade, they're not a bad team. I just sort of feel like we are the much better team. So we are going to crack on with this one. Di Simone with a throw in. Echeverri, Di Simone there again into Paddy. Paddy holds it up, puts a cross in, headed away by Moreno, and Mendoza, who is our on-form player so far this season, comes forward. Lots of space on the right for Kenneth Harve, making his first start of the season, I think. Kenneth in this one, as Angulo goes long. Big crack of thunder, if you heard that. That was impressive. Dave Supreme, Harve, back to Neeson. Into Kenneth Harve. Great ball over the top into Pozzo. Pozzo, oh, he just couldn't find the cutback, but he does. And Jan Petric is there. His 4th goal of the season. And inside 5 minutes and 20 seconds, Toledo find themselves 1-0 up. Neeson into Harve. What a weird, angled pass that was. But he picked it out into Pozzo. I thought the chance to cross had gone, but he was holding it up for Jan Petric to make that run to the near post. 1-0 Toledo. A perfect start as... Roma have just put their centre-back at centre-mid and they're holding mid, and they're holding mid at centre-back, so let's see how that works out for them. Carreras is fouled, that's a penalty. Vitale should probably be sent off for GBH, grievous bodily harm. He's literally booted him in the leg. Give the penalty, ref. Give the penalty. Just give the penalty. He's not given a penalty, it's a free kick. It was a foul, but it was outside the box. Carreras cannot believe it. I'm pretty sure the even little small emotion he had there was, oh, like that. One of those. What? It was in the box. But all in all, a very good start in this one, isn't it? Let's... I'm not going to say anything, actually, because we're only 1-0 up. They don't need to demand more. They don't really need praise. They're not 2-0 up as Di Simone holds the ball up. Very isolated out there. Good challenge from Joel Pozzo on him. Carreras, Kazushi, all the way back to Padron, who's doing very well. Isn't Padron a type of tequila? I think it is. Carreras comes forward with it. Out to Kike Andreas. Kike Andreas runs down the left-hand side. Up to Moreno. Ball through to Jan Petric. Oh, he's just tackled. But Kazushi wings it back. Here is Supreme. Ball through into Pozzo. Pozzo! He's missed. A good save, I think. Maybe a good block from Angelo. But, yeah, it should be 2-0, really. Mendoza takes the corner. Swings it in. Neeson! Oh, it's just past the post as well. 20 minutes in. And it is all Toledo in this one. Roma not really putting up a fight. Moreno comes forward with it. Out left to Kike Andreas, playing on what would arguably be his favoured left-hand side now. It's an own goal! It's an own goal from Petruzolo, which is an amazing name, Gianluca Petruzolo. But, yeah, unfortunately for him, he's put the ball in his own net, hasn't he? I do think that Jan Petric was right behind him to tap it in anyway, so he had to do something. But yes, Kike Andreas, left-footed, so arguably prefers to play on the left. But, well, it's I don't know what he was trying to do, to be honest. 2-0 Toledo. Now they can have a bit of praise as we're 2-0 up. And I'm not going to say this game's done and dusted this early on, but we are in control, and Roma really aren't doing much. Moreno into Carreras. Carreras just holds it up. Good little bit of a patient play. Supreme up to Mendoza. Mendoza back to Supreme. Down the line to Pozzo. Pozzo into the box. Cuts it back. Mendoza makes it 3. And this is, as Darth Vader would say, all too easy. And if I was any good at editing, I would edit that clip in. All too easy. As I say that, but I've probably 1, I'm going to forget to do it, and 2, I'm not that good at editing. So if you want to be a video editor, let me know down below, and you can put funny little clips in like that at the right point, because it would make the video more entertaining, I think. But anyway, getting distracted. 3-0 up, 9 shots to 1, 4 on target to 1. Roma, I did say I was very confident about winning this game. And it's always good to get off to a good start in any competition, and this, if we win, which we should, will make it 7 from 7 in all competitions, which is very exciting, as Pozzo gives it out to Kenneth Harve again. It'd be nice to get Kenneth Harve an assist, and he has! And I was also thinking it'd be nice for Moreno to score, because he's not started the season brilliantly, and both things have happened. Kenneth Harve gets the assist from right back, just completely unmarked. Roma are terrible at the back, and Kenneth Harve fires it in low. Moreno pokes home. 4-0 to Toledo. This is actually going better than I thought it would, to be honest. Now we just need to get anyone that's playing a very high rating, which will improve their morale, improve their attribute increases, and go very well indeed. Jan Petric on the edge of the box, turns right-footed. Good save from Angelo for this one. They've changed to a shorter passing style. I don't think that's really going to help them all that much, to be honest. Mendoza, short to Pozzo, swings in the cross looking for Kazushi, but he's beaten in the air. And Vitale, well, potentially had a break, but we're never going to know. We must have got men back. Neeson with a good header. He's probably the only one we had a lot of interest in as Moreno's. And again, Jan Petric over the bar. Angela does well to save it. But yeah, Andrew Neeson was probably the only one we've sort of fended off interest in terms of one of our players over the summer. We didn't have to do any new contracts. We'd got those all sorted. Pozzo, we took a short corner and went all the way back to Padron. How much of shithousery is that? That is incredible. Out to Kenneth Harth as we sort of use that as a chance to reset. Kenneth Harth comes forward. Ball in. Moreno's there. His header hits the base of the post and goes behind for a goal kick. But yeah, really, all of our players seem... Akike Andreas actually had some interest from Liverpool and people like that. But generally, we have kept the interest down. We've quashed rumours. People come in for some of our players and we just say you've got to pay the release fee. And when the players start to moan in like one-to-one chats with us, we do literally just tell them, you've got a release fee, they're going to have to pay it if they want to sign you. And they're like, yep, okay, I know, I agree to it, that's fine. I think where we're like a club legend, all the players have come through the youth system, they're very sort of loyal to us and the manager and the club, and that's really good. 5-0, by the way, while I'm talking. Jan Petric with a lovely goal. This system, by the way, against weaker opponents is just formidable. The amount of runs you get off the ball by having winger, striker, an AM, and the other inside forward. So we've got 2 inside forwards, an AF, and an attacking midfielder. Like, these 4 up front make so many attacking runs. And then the key is to have these 2 wing backs sort of the ability to pick a pass and have a cross, and the 2 holding midfielders being able to defend and do a job really well in there is crucial. And when you play weaker teams, it generally all comes together very, very well, which is why I wasn't too fussed about taking on Roma. Right, what youngsters may we give a little bit of game? So 5-0, we shouldn't concede 5 in the second half. Let's bring on Connor, I think is a right winger. Oh, you want to play him behind the striker? Okay, so Connor on for Jan Petric in that role there. Richard Lin can have another go. He can come on for Kazushi in that holding midfield role. Let's bring on Aldu Aku Uru up front. We'll bring on Migo Tabawas on the right-hand side. And I could do Aaron Wall or Atli Berge. Now, Aaron Wall is normally in and around the first team anyway. Like, you're in the first team squad. You will get some game time this season. So I'm sort of tempted to do Atli Berge. But I think we'll do 4. Or do I want to rest Carreras? Who's looking a little bit unfit? I mean, Dave Supreme is looking a tiny little bit unfit. I don't know what to do here. Do we bring on Atli Berge for Dave Supreme? I mean, we've still got half an hour to go. I could do Jake Mills. He does also need some game time. And he's got jumping reach 20 and he's 6'4". I'm really sorry, everyone, but that sold it for me. So we'll do Carreras. He's got the lower rating at the moment of the team, but or of the 2 centre-backs. So there we go. We've made all of our subs. A bunch of youngsters have come on. A couple of Patreons, Richard Lynn, Jake Mills and Connor all coming on as well. YouTube members and Patreons. If you want your name in the game, all that stuff is linked in the description below. Go check it out. And I'm streaming as well, I think. When this is released, I'll probably be streaming live over on Twitch. If not, it'll be an hour or so later. But yeah, by the way, just want to point something out here. I'm going to get Editor Dave to zoom in on this. Look at our heat map. Anything weird? Look how many corners we've had. Why have we've had 14 corners. We've had so many corners. It is actually telling us one of our players has been in those corner zones so often it deserves a patch of the heat map. That is ridiculous, by the way. That is absolutely ridiculous. But 5-0. The other players have come on and that they've kept it steady. We've got a 3.76 XG to their 0.08. This has been an absolute pounding. This has 5-0 win. What a way to have a good time, to quote Alan Partridge. And nice work, everyone. That was good. Yeah, what a win. What a way to start the Champions League. Absolutely superb. We go second behind Ajax, who also won 5-0, I'm going to suggest. Oh, they must have played yesterday. But, yeah, okay. I mean, Roma as well. Roma aren't a great team in this universe of football, but they're also not the worst. Like, we really could batter some teams this year. We could really, really batter some things. Pozzo getting 3 assists. Yeah, great work. Creative best. Lovely stuff. Yeah, we could ultimately absolutely batter some teams. Again, this is who we're playing in the Champions League. I'll just get the fixtures up here. You can see it. In the league stage, we've got Roma, Bayern Munich and Inter. So a pretty tough start for those 3, really. Then we've got Montpellier, Nice, Chelsea pop up, and then 2 easier games to finish at AEK in Greece and Wolfsburg in Germany. By which time, we should have already secured a Champions League spot, I would suggest. Let's have a quick look at fixtures and results. I want to see, who did Ajax beat to equal our 5? They beat Bodo Glimt. Okay, Bodo/Glimt. Barcelona just edged out Tottenham. Real Madrid lost to Man City in a repeat of the Champions League final from last year. A 94th minute winner from FIFA. PSG beat Benfica. Liverpool and Bayern Munich drew. Wolfsburg beat Standard Liège 3-1. So, okay. AEK lost 4-0 to Arsenal. Porto beat Milan 4-1. Wow, okay. And Atletico Madrid beat Slovan Bratislava 4-0. All right, there you go. Inter just got a narrow win over Young Boys as well, so they shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. Right, we will be back. As I said, we are going to accelerate through this season like there is no tomorrow. We'll be back for the knockout phases of the Champions League, and then see how far we get through that. We'll always come back for Youth Intake Day as well, and then it will be the end of the season. We'll lift the Champions League trophy, and that will be the end of the series. What a delightful dream that is. I do think we've got a good chance this year, but whether we're going to do it or not, I'm not too sure. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave your comments down below. Full of energy this episode. It's been really fun to record it, actually. An outstanding win against Roma. We are 7 from 7 in competition football or competitive football this year. Pre-season was crap, but that's because I'm always trying out different players in new positions. But yeah, what a performance. What a result. Bring on the Champions League. Let's go.